Smashing fun at a prehistoric level. Here's your look at the new Zuru Smashers Dino Series 3. This is Smash Rex. With Smash Rex, you can eat them up, you can poop them out. Includes a Smash Egg Nest Rebuilder as well. So how big is this prehistorically cool dinosaur? I'm here all day. Let's take the tape measure and go from nose to tip of his tail, and we'll stop the tape measure right there. According to the readouts, a pretty big sized dinosaur. You're looking at 11.2 inches in length. And how does that translate, you may ask, to centimeters? Well, let me go ahead and feast your eyes on this, my friends. 28.5 centimeters in length. Here's all the cool things that you get included with Smash Rex. Also want to send out a big thank you to the folks over at Zuru who are nice enough to send a whole bunch of these my way. These are really fun little cool characters. But included with Dino Series 3 of the Smashers, you already get a pre-smashed prehistoric man. It looks like he is wielding a small spear. And it looks like he's also carrying around a dinosaur egg. And while I would not suspect it would be a dinosaur egg from this dino, I can tell you, though, that this guy's probably going to be running into some trouble real soon. They are made up of a soft, rubbery plastic. And again, overall, I think they're kind of fun. They're cool little smiling cavemen. Like I said, this one's running along with his little spear. I don't think it's going to fare all that well. I don't have the heart to actually tell him, though. So there's a close-up look at what he looks like. Also to come included, a egg, which actually has one of these characters inside. So basically with the Smashers, you have these characters, and instead of actually being inside of a wrapper and a capsule, which you normally would almost expect to find like little blind characters like this, these are actually in eggs that smash. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's actually a definitive outline where the eggs have been pieced together. So when you do want to reveal them, you're literally just going to take the egg and smash it down on the surface, revealing the character inside. I know that sounds fine and good, but then you may ask yourself, well, what am I going to do with all the egg shells when I'm finished? The beauty of it is that you can actually piece these back together in lieu of using the instruction guide that comes included. Simply place the bottom part of the shell down, and don't worry if you feel like you can't do it with your hand. You can also most definitely use the little nesting rebuilder stand to help aid in putting the pieces back together. You're going to take the bottom half, put the sides together, and then once those are together, put the back and front sections together, and very carefully put the top piece back down, and you're ready to smash again. You can rebuild and re-smash as much as you want. And there's also even a downloadable collector's app where you can keep track of all the cool stuff that you got inside. So let's have a look. Well, we already know who this guy is based on the fact that he came out of the packaging already opened. I quickly look and I see, from what I can see, this is Crazy Cavey, who happens to also be an exclusive. I don't know if exclusive means that he only comes exclusively with the Smash Rex. That's pretty cool that we got ourselves a little exclusive Dino Series 3 Smasher. You can see some of the characters, the ragtag bunch of prehistoric characters that are inside here. And not specifically here, but of course the ones that you can collect. We're going to have a look at a whole bunch of these in upcoming reviews. But I thought it would be cool, though, to start with the Smash Rex because he's so big and makes a lot of cool sounds and funny sounds. We'll have a look at those all in a second. So there's a fair bit actually to collect. Also included with the Smash Rex, you get yourself an instruction guide. Shows you how to change out the batteries. When the batteries are in, well, when you do get this, the batteries are already installed, so you don't even have to worry about buying the batteries first and foremost. But when it does eventually, when it loses its battery power, you're just going to replace it with 3 LR44 batteries, little button cell batteries. I'll show you how to you'll have to be able to do that when the batteries run out. But I find normally when you get these toys, these batteries run for a long period of time, so you probably don't even have to worry about changing out the batteries anytime soon. Now, before we actually get into the gimmick of this, and it's pretty fun actually, we'll have a look at the Smash Rex himself. What a cool red, almost kind of looks like cherry taffy if I was to describe the coloring, because of course I'm all about comparing colors of characters with colors of candy. Kind of looks like red taffy to me. The exterior of the dinosaur, you can see, has a whole bunch of slime and all other stuff all over it. Even has like worms, maggots, and flies. Ooh, that's pleasant. Some slash marks there, some slime all the way around his egg, which I guess the egg is part of his back, if that makes any sense. You got some slime up at the top there with some additional large-sized maggots. I don't want to worry anybody, certainly not worry the little cave folk, but just get a gander at the size of those maggots versus the size of him. Maybe that egg is a maggot egg. I would be running even faster still. It looks like some mucus is coming out of its nose, some slime along its teeth, nicely painted in teeth, equally nice painted in eyes, and overall just a nice fun looking dinosaur. This is the exit way. This is the exit way where most things come out once you've consumed it. This happens to be the dinosaur section right there. And this is the battery compartment right here. Just unscrew that, take out the batteries, and pop in the new ones, and you're good to go. There is some posability already out the door. You can move the arms back and forth for the dinosaur, and basically everything else sits on the gimmick. So basically what it is the dinosaur will open its mouth. I'm kind of playing out the presentation before we actually get to it. It's going to open its mouth, it's going to swallow the egg, then you will hit, boom, right there. Sorry to startle you with that sound effect. You're going to hit the egg right here, which will crush the egg, and then the excess end pieces, the remaining members, the pieces of the shell, will come out his posterior. And if all things go well, should be able to go and do this with a first go around. But before we do that, I'm going to show you how to do that. You're just going to take the tail and you're going to lean the dino forward. And when you do, you'll notice his mouth opens up. And he will then swallow the egg, and he'll also make a crude sound. Again. Once it's inside, you're going to press that button, and all, like I said, the eggshells will drop out the back door, literally and figuratively. So we'll go ahead and see if we can actually get this to work. I'm going to take the egg, because we don't know, hello? We don't know actually what's inside. So we're going to see if I can pull off such a feat live on camera. We're going to see if we can open up his mouth, swallow the egg, and we'll proceed from there. So we're going to go ahead and open up the mouth. There we go. The egg is now inside his stomach, remember? And then we're going to go ahead and press this button here. One of two things will happen. The first one being that the shell will shatter. The little character will be revealed. And also, basically, everything will be shut out the back end of the dinosaur. Are we ready? Yes? Here we go. Let's now it's not actually going to work. Let's see if we can press the button. It should actually press once we... Let's try that again. There we go. And there's all the shell pieces. I think I might have just not had the egg completely lined up. And see who we've actually revealed inside. It kind of looks like he... What is he? Is he holding an axe? Is he holding a video camera? Let's consult the guide, shall we? Let's see who this fellow who's now been released. So happens also to be right next to Crazy Cavey, which we've already had a look at. This is Attack Raptor. And again, what is he attacking with? Your guess is as good as mine. It looks like it possibly is an axe. I don't know what attacking it's probably going to be doing in this state. It actually looks like it's startled more than anything else. I don't think it's so much attacking as it seems fleeing. I should have called it Fleeing Raptor. But at least he is an exclusive. And like I said, he's an exclusive along with Crazy Cavey. That's pretty cool. I like these little tiny characters. Of course, it's all fine and good to be smashing eggs, but now what are we going to do with all these eggshells? Well, with the trusty aid of my instruction guide and giving it the college try, I'm going to see if I can put these back together and make the egg whole again and resuming with life. I'm going to go ahead and take the resting nest here, the helpful aid for building the egg up once again. And I'm going to take first the bottom part, and I think the bottom part you can recognize the most by having those little slots. If you compare it to the top one is actually a little bit more, well, the top of an egg. It's a little bit more curved. So we're going to take that, and I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to try and see if I can actually pull off such a feat, but I think it's at least the proper size that's going to help me support the egg. I'm going to put that on one side. We'll see if we can actually do this. I'm going to take the other side and see how this one side is curved and the other side has kind of these little lips. Those are the ones that are going to tuck into the egg. I feel like I'm doing intricate work here. What are you doing downstairs? I'm just rebuilding dinosaur eggs. There we go. And once that's in place, then we can go ahead and take the little character, the attack raptor, and we're going to just drop him in like that. And then we're going to take the sides here, and these sides, if I'm reading the instructions correctly, these little tab points, those little lips that we had talked about before, also serve as being the way to enter into the egg on the top and the bottom as well. And again, hopefully I'm doing this correctly. We're just going to line up everything, drop those eggshells down. One thing is, I don't know how often kids will be smashing their eggs. It would certainly be quite the chore for the parent to put these eggs back together. At the very least, they do give you this. And I have to admit, I did this off camera without the little, without the little base here helping me out. And I found it was a little bit more difficult. With it, see if I can just line up everything. With it, I do find it definitely does help things. It makes things a little bit more easier to line up everything and plop it into place. Again, we just kind of move those shells out of the way, move that out of the way, and drop this on top. One part is I'm noticing that the eggshells do cave in a bit on each other. So again, I don't know how often you would want to do this, but I think we can pull this off. I think we can pull off getting everything intact. Like I said, just lining up those shells to the side, and then eventually getting this located just onto the top. Well, moments later, several minutes later, I finally figured out how to get the egg together. The instructions actually tell you just to take the top of the egg and very carefully lay it down. But there's grooves on it that prevent you from doing that, resulting in me actually kind of putting it on an angle, resting against one side, and then while holding the egg, I kind of pried this other side open so I could fit the other end down. As I said, the egg is now completely intact until some young child wants to smash this again. Overall opinions of this, though, as well, it is fun, I can imagine, for kids to be whipping these across the room and smashing them. Certainly for also the Smash Rex to be consuming them and breaking them up, shooting them out his backside. It does involve some extra time after the fact to put these all together. I would imagine your child probably will break a good dozen of these and then proceed to kind of hand you the remains, the pieces of the egg, and ask mommy or daddy to put them back together. Your biggest aid in all of this is this resting nest. I think almost even without that, I don't know if I'd be able to put the egg back together, but at least for as it stands right now, until again somebody decides they want to smash them, like my child, at least for the time being, the little dinosaur's back in the egg where he belongs. To go along with Zuru's smashing line of collectibles, no pun intended, for this Series 3 Dino Smashers, they've released the Smash Rex. The means, of course, to consume said eggs, smash them inside his tummy, and then poop him out the behind. He's gross, he's crude, he makes crude sound effects, he's all the things that kids would really enjoy, and in the process, he smashes the Smasher eggs. Now, one thing, of course, with the Smasher eggs as well, it sounds fine on paper that kids can be able to whip these across the room, smash them on the ground, and reveal the characters inside. Of course, you have to factor in the time required after the fact that parents are going to be asked by their children to piece together the eggs. Make sure you have a whole lot of patience and a whole lot of time on your hands. And make sure whatever you do, don't lose the laying resting nest. That will certainly come in handy. I can't even imagine trying to do this by hand. That resting nest definitely came in handy for piecing back together the eggs. Overall, it's a fun gimmick, but again, the biggest problem I feel, kids would likely smash a whole dozen of these and then proceed to bring over to mommy and daddy the remains of the eggshells, asking them to put it back together so that a few seconds later, they're going to be putting them back together again. These are available now in retail and toy stores. If you manage to pick up the Smash Rex for yourself, let me know down below in the comments section what you think of it and if you've experienced having to put together the eggs. I feel as if I am going to get better and better doing this. Now having a daughter who's probably going to be enjoying smashing these, I'm probably going to have to get myself some practice in. Thank you again, by the way, to the folks over at Zuru for sending a whole bunch of these smashers my way. We're going to be having a look at them in some upcoming videos. So rest assured, some practice I will be getting having a look at these in some upcoming videos. Speaking of upcoming videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, swing on over next door to your bell notification, and make sure you ring the bell so that future videos are coming onto this channel you'll never miss out on. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.